Hey YouTubers, in the last video we saw how Devavrat aka Bhishma promised Satyavati to make her sons the rulers of Hastinapur and the Kuru Kingdom. Convinced by his oath, Satyavati and Shantanu finally got married. Later, they had two sons named Chitrangad and Vichitravirya. Now, let's find out more about them in Chapter 2, Amba's Revenge. Bhishma, true to his vow, did not marry. He loved and cared for his younger stepbrothers as their perfect guardian. After some time, King Shantanu passed away. After his death, the eldest son of Satyavati, Chitrangad, was crowned as the new king of the Kuru Kingdom. However, his reign did not last long. He met his end in an astonishingly weird manner. One day, Chitrangad had gone to the forest where he met a Gandharva who was also named Chitrangad. In Hindu mythology, Gandharvas are divine male spirits who have phenomenal singing and musical skills. They are believed to be the entertainers in the courts of gods. Some also believe that they are husbands of Apsaras who are super beautiful divine female spirits and are dancers in the courts of gods. So Gandharvas sing and the Apsaras dance. Anyway, the Gandharva who was also named Chitrangad challenged the king Chitrangad, saying that there can be only one Chitrangad. As I mentioned earlier, this is a weird story. The king accepted the duel and lost the fight with the divine spirit, thereby meeting his end. After the death of Chitrangad, his young brother Vichitravirya was crowned as the king. Since Vichitravirya was still too young to rule, Bhishma ruled on his behalf. After some time, it was decided that the king should now get married. As always, the dutiful Bhishma went to Kashi, another kingdom southeast to Hastinapur. The kingdom of Kashi was then hosting a Swayamvar for their three princesses, Amba, Ambika and Ambalika. A Swayamvar was a ceremony in ancient India in which kings from different kingdoms were invited and asked to compete with one another for the hand of the princess. The king who wins gets to marry the princess. This of course used to happen with the permission of the princess. If the princess already liked someone, Swayamvar did not happen, and with the father's permission, she would directly get married to her lover. Well, this is what had happened in the case of Ganga and Satyavati marrying Shantanu, as we saw in the first video. The link to the previous video is given down in the description. In the ceremony, no one was brave enough to challenge the great Bhishma, who was there representing his brother Vichitravirya. Well, no one except for King Shalv. This was because King Shalv and Amba, the eldest princess of Kashi, secretly loved one another. However, it was child's play for Bhishma to defeat the King Shalv. Seeing her lover get defeated, Amba was furious. She announced that she does not want to marry for strength but for love and would only marry King Shalv. Bhishma got aggravated after listening to this. He argued that in a Swayamvar it is assumed that the girls have come with an open mind. If she loved Shalv, she would have directly married him. There was no need to waste the time of numerous kings if she had already decided to marry King Shalv. However, the righteous Bhishma immediately freed her of any obligations of the ceremony and gave her permission to marry King Shalv. Her two sisters, Ambika and Ambalika, were later happily married to King Vichitravirya. However, later Amba found out that King Shalv was no more interested in marrying her as he was ashamed of his defeat. He had lost fair and square to Bhishma and now he believed that she belonged to Hastinapur. Amba then came to Hastinapur and explained her plight to Bhishma. Bhishma immediately asked Vichitravirya to marry her. However, Vichitravirya firmly refused, saying that he would not marry a girl who loves someone else. So Amba finally begged Bhishma to marry her as he was responsible for her condition. He refused as he was tied by his oath, the oath to be celibate for the rest of his life. Amba blamed Bhishma for her pitiful condition and wanted to seek revenge and justice. Defeated and furious, Amba went to the forest to meet Parshuram, who was the teacher of Bhishma. Pleased by her prayers, Parshuram agreed to hear her case and called for Bhishma. He decided to have a trial by combat. He asked Bhishma to fight him, and if Bhishma could win, it would be proof that the condition of Amba was not Bhishma's fault. The fight went on for a long time. Later, it got so fierce that Lord Shiva himself had to intervene. Amba asked Lord Shiva to punish Bhishma. However, Lord Shiva was not fully convinced of Bhishma's guilt. Still, he promised Amba that she will be the reason for Bhishma's death in her next birth. Driven by her strong sense of revenge for Bhishma, she prepared a pyre of wood for herself, set it on fire, and jumped into it to end her life. Amba in her next birth was born as the daughter of Drupad, the king of Panchal. Even in this birth, she had not forgotten about her revenge. She was named Shikhandani, and she was the elder sister of Princess Draupadi. Princess Draupadi, who by the way would later become the wife of the 5 Pandavas. But more on that later. That's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we will discuss the beginning of the era of Pandavas and Kauravas. For that, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. And thanks for watching.